Hi everyone, it's Lucy from Peer Tutoring Club. In today's video, we're going to continue learning algebra. Today, we're going to learn about factoring in algebra, definition of trinomial, factoring quadratics, and equations and formulas. Let's learn about factoring in algebra. Numbers have factors. An expression like x squared plus 4x plus 3 also have factors. Factoring is the process of finding the factors. Simply, we can say that finding what to multiply together to get an expression. It is like splitting an expression into a multiplication of simpler expressions. For example, when we say to factor 2y plus 6, both 2y and 6 have a common factor of 2. So 2y is 2 times y and 6 is 2 times 3. So we can factor the whole expression into 2y plus 6 equals 2 open bracket y plus 3 close bracket. So 2y plus 6 has been factored into 2 and y plus 3. Factoring is also the opposite of expanding. What is common factor? In the previous example, we saw that 2y and 6 had a common factor of 2. But to do the job properly, we need the highest common factor, including any variables. For example, when we say to factor 3y squared plus 12y, firstly, 3 and 12 have a common factor of 3, so we could have 3y squared plus 12y equals 3y times y plus 4. But we can do better. 3y squared and 12y also share the variable y, so together that makes 3y. So 3y squared is 3y times y, and 12y is 3y times 4. So we can factor the whole expression into 3y squared plus 12y equals 4y open bracket y plus 4 close bracket. Now we can try more complicated factoring. Factoring can be hard. The examples have been simple so far, but factoring cannot be very tricky, because we have to figure what got multiplied to produce the expression we are given. So it is like trying to find which ingredients went into a cake to make it so delicious. It can be hard to figure out. Some experience helps. With more experience, factoring becomes easier. For example, when we say to factor 4x squared minus 9, it doesn't seem to be any common factors. But knowing the special binomial products gives us a clue called the difference of squares. Because 4x squared is open bracket 2x close bracket square, and 9 is open bracket 3 close bracket square. So we have 4x squared minus 9 equals open bracket 2x close bracket square minus open bracket 3 close bracket square. And that can be produced by the difference of squares formula. So open bracket a plus b close bracket times open bracket a minus b close bracket equals a squared minus b squared, where a is 2x and b is 3. So let us try doing that. Open bracket 2x plus 3 close bracket times open bracket 2x minus 3 close bracket equals open bracket 2x close bracket square minus open bracket 3 close bracket square equals 4x squared minus 9. Yes, so the factors of 4x squared minus 9 are 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. So the answer is 4x squared minus 9 equals 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3. How can you learn to do that? By getting lots of practice and knowing identities. Remember these identities. Here is a list of common identities including the difference of squares used above. It is worth remembering this as they can make factoring easier. So here's the factor and expand formula. There are many more like those, but those are the most useful ones. Now let's go through definition of trinomial. A polynomial with 3 terms is called trinomial. For example, 3x squared minus 3y squared plus 2 is trinomial. Now let's learn factoring quadratics. A quadratic equation is standard form. Factoring the quadratic is finding what to multiply to get the quadratic. For example, x plus 4 and x minus 1 are factors of x squared plus 3x minus 4. So let us expand x plus 4 and x minus 1 to be sure. So x plus 4 times x minus 1 equals x times x minus 1 plus 4 times x minus 1. So it is same as x squared minus x plus 4x minus 4, which is x squared plus 3x minus 4 as the example above. Let's try to solve one question. What are the factors of 2x squared minus 2x equals 0? 2 and 6 have a common factor of 2. So 2 times 3x squared minus x equals 0. And x squared and x have a common factor of x. So 2x times 3x minus 1 equals 0. And we have done it. The factors are 2x and 3x minus 1. We can now also find the roots where it equals 0. So 2x is 0 when x equals 0, and 3x minus 1 is 0 when x equals 1 over 3. And this is the graph. See how it is 0 at x equals 0 and x equals 1 over 3. But it is not always that easy. Let's see another method, which is a method for simple cases. There is a method for simple cases. With the quadratic equation in this form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we firstly need to find two numbers that multiply to give ac, simply defined as a times c, and add to give b. So for example, when we say the question is 2x squared plus 7x plus 3, ac is 2 times 3, which is 6, and b is 7. So we want two numbers that multiply together to make 6 and add up to 7. In fact, 6 and 1 do that 6 times 1 equals 6, and 6 plus 1 equals 7. So how do we find 6 and 1? It helps to list the factors of ac equals 6 and then try adding some to get b equals 7. So factors of 6 include 1, 2, 3, and 6. So we can know that 1 and 6 add to 7, and 6 times 1 equals 6. So we can rewrite the middle with those numbers. So when we rewrite 7x with 6x and 1x, it is 2x squared plus 6x plus x plus 3. So we can factor the first two and last two terms separately. So the first two terms, 2x squared plus 6x, factor into 2x times x plus 3. The last two terms, x plus 3, don't actually change in this case. So we get 2x times x plus 3 plus x plus 3. If we have done this correctly, our two new terms should have a clearly visible common factor. In this case, we can see that x plus 3 is common to both terms, so we can start with 2x times x plus 3 plus x plus 3, which is 2x times x plus 3 plus 1 times x plus 3, and so 2x plus 1 times x plus 3. So it is really simple. We can also use quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x equals minus b plus minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We can just substitute the numbers into this formula. So for example, what are the roots of 2x squared plus 5x minus 6? We can substitute a equals 6, b equals 5, and c equals minus 6 into the formula. So it should be minus 5 plus minus root 5 squared minus 4 times 6 times minus 6 over 2 times 6, which should be minus 5 plus minus 13 over 12. So the two roots are x plus equals minus 5 plus 13 over 12 equals 8 over 12 equals 2 over 3. In other case, if it's x minus, then it should be minus 5 minus 13 over 12 equals minus 18 over 12, which is minus 3 over 2. So now put those values into a times x minus x plus times x minus, which is 6 times x minus 2 over 3 times x plus 3 over 2. So we can rearrange that a little to simplify it. So 3 times x minus 2 over 3 times 2 times x plus 3 over 2 equals 3x minus 2 times 2x plus 3. So it's really simple. Now let's learn equations and formulas. What is an equation? An equation says the two things are equal. It will have an equal sign, equal like this. So For example, it says x plus 2 equals 6. That equation says what is on the left, x plus 2, is equal to what is on the right, 6. So an equation is a statement, this equals that. Then what is a formula? A formula is a fact or rule that uses mathematical symbols. It will usually have an equal sign and two or more variables that stand in for values we don't know yet. So it shows us how things are related to each other. For example, the formula for finding the volume of a box is volume equals length times width times height. So we can easily say V equals LWH. So when L equals 10 and W equals 4 and H equals 5, then V equals 10 times 4 times 5, which is 200. So these are all equations, but only some are formulas. So these are all for today's video. Thank you for watching and see you next week. Bye!